That was an epic intro. Let's talk about medieval art. Do you know what means medieval art? Even for me, I have some doubts about our topic, so let's find inside Google. There isn't a definition. Let's read it. Religion played a major part of daily life during the Middle Age. Reasons why the artists of the early Middle Age were
Predominantly.
priests and monks who lived in monasteries. The art became the primary method of communicating narrative of biblical nature to the people. So what means that? Religion, faith, God, it was the primary thing in all the medieval age or medieval art. And that means that a lot of artists, a lot of sculptors, a lot of governors based all the things, all their creations in God, in Jesus, in the Bible. All the things is not pink color, but the period includes Dark Age, yes, not, and includes rebirths, and something important includes artist movements. And my partners will explain this, but I will give a list, maybe this, or I don't know. I will post in the video for the different periods and
The period the artists moving here is because I don't know how to edit it in the last scene. Yes, read it because we need to continue. You finished? So now continue with the video. My partners Nagiv and Adrian will explain us some interesting facts about the artistic movement and some characteristics, and hope that you will enjoy it and understand us. And now let's see it.
Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about three arts of medievals. So let's start. Paleo-Christian. Paleo-Christian art is a style of art that emerged during the first 5 centuries of our era. It goes from appearance of Christianity during the Roman conquest to the invasion of the barbarians. However, in continuous orientation these art until reaching Byzantine art. This artistic style is one of the great heirs of late Roman art. However, the Christian theme revitalized this artistic movement, filling it with spiritual symbol, evokes an idea or spiritual reality. The most important symbols are the good Stepher, the orange, the monogram of Christ and the fish. So this artistic style is one of the great heirs of late Roman art. However, the Christian theme revitalized this artistic movement, filling it with spiritual symbols. These artistic works were done in group and were not seen in the Middle Age. Artists and craftsmen employed in building and church were grouped together in community called lodge, and craftsmen employed in building and church were grouped together in community called lodge. Romantic style. As Romanesque was a Christian art, in the most characteristic construction were church and monasteries. Romanesque construction are imposing buildings that reflect the power of the church. They have been fortress of God because they are large, firm, and solid. Both of the painting they have been fortress of God because they are large, firm, and solid. Both of the painting and Romanesque sculpture were part of the building. They are subordinate to the architectural framework on which they rest. The sculpture was worked in stone and painted on walls. The fundamental characteristic of Romanesque sculpture and painting it is a lack of realism. The representation In the most important themes of Romanesque sculpture were the Last Judgment and Passion of Christ. And another one is the Last Judgment was preferred theme for the eardrums of the church. This theme was due to the widespread belief in years 1000 adapt to feudal mentality, the aristocratic society of that time did not like nude or humiliation which their belief unworthy of God. So the Romanesque passion or humiliation which their belief unworthy of God. So the Romanesque passion, the crucified is known to speak the yet of the cross, but almost in the firm position. As a general rule, he is represented with eye open, wearing a crown and a dress. So the last topic is pre-romantic. Pre-romantic art has its origin in the Spanish-Roman tradition, and its topic is pre-romantic. Pre-romantic art has its origin in the Spanish-Roman tradition and in Visigothic architecture. It also received influence from Carolingian art. The horseshoe art disappears, which is replaced by semicircular arch and the bank one. The composite wall is used where blank arch are added to give it greater strength and enrich it. The capitals are crude imitation of classical Corinthian or in pyramidal form. Ornaments applies to buildings that are not the vault system and carrying column, giving rise to buildings and are not very harmonious with a mixture of disparate elements. And the absence of big plans in architectures and sculpture, lack of large size, and the formal development towards symbolism, simplicity, and schematization, especially in the figurative arts.
Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Miguel, and I will mention 3 subcategories of the medieval art. We will talk about the Gothic art, the Byzantine art, and the Islamic art. So let's get started with the video, boys. Let's go. Chapter number 1. In this chapter, we will talk about the Gothic medieval art. Well, to start with this topic, we will mention some important facts. First, it is called Gothic, which comes from Goth, that is barbarian, and from the north, because they thought it was a Germanic origin. Point number 2. Gothic art spread through Europe with a unitary demonstrating the common Christian faith of its peoples with beautiful and graceful cathedrals. Point number 3. Gothic art characterized by vertically unlike symbol of divinity has its most perfect expression in the cathedral, where all the elements of the style are found. Chapter number 2. Byzantine medieval art. Well, in this chapter we will talk about the Byzantine medieval art, as you will know, of course. I will mention some facts. The first one, the Byzantine art began with the foundation of Constantinople in AD 324 and ended in 1453 following its capture by the Ottoman Turks. Number 2. Byzantine mosaic has brought mosaic art to an unprecedented level of power. Number 3. Painting of devotional panels became an important aspect of Byzantine art as the cult of icons played a very significant part in both secular and religious life. Number 4. Byzantine workmanship in metalwork and enamel were highly prized, especially during the Middle Age. And number 5, at last, several Byzantine artworks were regarded as treasure of some Western church. Chapter number 3. In this chapter, we will talk about the Islamic medieval art. Well, to start this curiosities, we will start with the point number 3. His art trends towards the stylization and aesthetics of the perishable and with the absence of sacred images. Point number 2. Islamic tradition thinks that the punishment of suicide is the eternal repetition of the suffering that led to suicide. And point number 1. Islam, in the first place, means submission. This religion is based on complete submission to God and to His will.
So after to hear all of this information, some curious facts with my partners, and medieval art expressed many ways through different artist disciplines, techniques, and genres. And as you already see, there is some different artist movement who influenced it in the world. Yeah. So that is all for medieval art.